What's up, guys? So today let's talk about The House of the Dead from 2009, directed by Ty West. Now, I don't think I've seen any other Ty West films, and I've heard that he did The Innkeepers, which is also a movie that people enjoy and love. And since I haven't watched any of his movies besides this one, I would like to go and see what other ones that he's done. Because watching House of the Devil, going into this, the big reason why I watch this is because I was listening to In the Mic of Madness's podcast of 50 Years of Horror, which go check out their channel. It's a really awesome channel, and they do horror podcasts all the time. And I love that video that they did for 2 parts of 50 Years of Horror, where all 3 of their members pick their favorite movie from each year for 50 Years of Horror. So I really enjoyed that, and one of them came up with House of the Devil from 2009, and describing the movie, it just sounded really interesting. So going into it, I'm going to copy basically what Jason said, who was one of the guys in the podcast, and basically the biggest thing I can give this movie, and the coolest thing I can give this movie, is that this literally, I feel like this is the most 70s feeling movie I've ever seen that has not been released in the 70s. Every single thing about this movie could work in 1970. The way that it is filmed, the way that it is shot, the way that they use the font, the way they use the intro, the way they use the credits, the way they use the wide angles of camera and how they use long shots. Everything about this movie is so incredibly genuine to a 70s movie that it legitimately feels like this came out in the 70s. And it is surprising in how faithful this guy makes this movie feel like it is a 70s movie. And that might turn off people, because some people I know are going to be like, oh, it's going to be a movie that's slow. And yes, it is a slow burn. It's not trying to be... it's not a slasher. It's not like, ooh, there's a kill every 5 minutes. It's literally a slow burn with... I'm not going to spoil it, I guess, if anybody hasn't seen it, but the name kind of implies what it's going to be. But the thing I do love is that this is a slow burn. I do love slow burns. And I thought that this was genuinely interesting throughout. I didn't ever feel super bored. I actually legitimately thought this was very interesting, even though it was just about this girl in this house. Because the basic plot, without spoiling anything, is this woman who's trying to get a dorm, move out from her friend's dorm. She gets this deal by going to babysit for this couple who's going to be gone for the night until midnight. So she goes to their house, and stuff happens. And that's all I'll say. And again, the title kind of implies what it is, so I don't know if I'm ruining it, but I feel like you should still go in blank if you haven't seen this. Because this is one of those horror movies where I feel like a lot of people haven't seen it, if they aren't diehards. And I'm in the middle between, I'm not, I watch more than the typical horror movies that everybody sees, and I really do want a lot of people who are like me, who find new movies like these all the time, new horror movies that are obscure. I love whenever I find movies like this, and I don't want to spoil it for all the people watching. So the thing I'm going to say about this is that it really is incredible in how it feels genuinely like a 70s movie. And there's a moment in this movie where I legitimately... because this movie is purposely a slow burn, because this is paced very well, there's a moment in this movie where I legitimately jumped, and it works incredibly well, and I'm not going to ruin it, but there was a moment where it's just so unexpected. It's so quick, and it shocked me to my core. I was like, holy fuck, that just blew it out of proportion, and how they perfectly placed this moment in the movie, and it's great. And the ending, without spoiling it, the ending is really good and really crazy in a way where, yeah, it's been done before, but I did enjoy the way that they did this movie with this plot that I'm not going to spoil that happens at the end. And I really enjoyed the last minute of the movie was really legitimately awesome because it gave you that sense of dread. Like, it's definitely one of those very dreadful endings, and I love that. I love how it just, there's no hope for anybody. That's such a cool ending. I love that ending. But, and all the acting's really good. All the acting's great, and I liked all these characters. I liked how it just was a slow burn and it was still interesting. I love the authenticity to make it look and feel like a 70s movie. So I really enjoyed House of the Devil. I thought it was a really fun time. And I watched it on Amazon Prime. So if you have Amazon Prime, go check it out because it's really fun and really a cool, great 70s throwback that feels just like it's from the 70s. So that's all I'm going to say about The House of the Devil. And tell me down below if you have seen it, and tell me what you think about it. And thank you guys so much for watching.